Welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over a group that was nicknamed the Octopus Syndicate because it had many tentacles and had reach in every uh, organization, uh, industry, government. But before that, I just want to give a quick example on how certain groups can use platforms, don't care what is actually being produced in them platforms, as long as they got that money coming. Now, in 2024, you can't even say the name, only the initials, OF. OF was the FBI shut down 47 accounts for producing CP at once. 47 accounts that were producing CP, and the platform OF never got shut down, never got fined, never actually was scrutinized at all. Last year, 2025, their revenue was $700 million for 1 year. They're trying to sell it right now. I figure because they've been talked to, so they want to probably get rid of it, get as much as they can out of it. But that's a lot of revenue, and to allow them types of accounts, come on, how could they not know? How can they not know? And as long as there's money to be made, they don't care. That's how deprived they are. Okay, now there was this investigator by the name of Danny Casolaro that was investigating a program by the name of INSLAW. INSLAW, INSLAW. And as he made progress in his investigation, he realized that there is a certain group that they speculate that it was formed after World War II with intelligence officers. That's why they have a big reach worldwide, because of the contacts they made during the World War II. So they claim that these are the power behind the events of the world. And I don't really agree 100% on that. I agree that they're the ones that could actually get the job done. They're the fixers to the actual world. When these people do a hit, cause an event, nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. For example, they had a company the U.S. government bought a program from a tech company that actually created for lawyers, prosecutors, to communicate with each other via internet. This is in '82, so these programs were not. There's a big deal back then, So they would actually be able to look at their clients or the defendants' files via computer not not in the same office, in different offices, not a big old file like on paper. And that's when the paper trail started not being used as much because everything was in the computer, right? So they were buying it from a private company. The agreement was $10 million for the program, but they were going to spread it out through actual 10 years. Well, the last 2 million, the government didn't want to pay. So they actually just stole the program. They made actual modifications to it. And that modification took place in Indio, California, the Cabazon Reservation. On that reservation, they pretty much had security there. They weren't really going to get scrutinized or by any agency because it's sovereign land. So the chances of getting investigated is less than if it were to do it in a hotel. So they used that reservation for the actual the adjustments and for also to create arms deals there. They did a lot of their underworld activities there, right? So when they actually when they did that, the actual owner of that company, of course, he was upset. He wanted to get his $2 million that he had left over, right? And little by little, the people who spoke out, one of them got set up with dope. And so he's locked up. People around him started disappearing and showing up unalived. And anything that can trace anyone back to the actual story of the stealing of that application, that program was eliminated. Okay, these guys, this particular group, they're not government, but they have government contacts around the world. They're not criminal. They're not a criminal enterprise, but they have connections in every single crime organization in the world. They have a contact there, including in Asia. They're not connected to any spy, legit and rogue, but they have contacts with them. They're not connected to the banks, but they somewhat control the banks. Oil tycoons, that's what they call the octopus, because they have tentacles that will reach anywhere. Okay? So the purpose that the CIA wanted this actual program, the US wanted this program, because they actually sold it to 88 countries. Because remember, this is fairly new to the to the tech industry. So other countries, they liked the actual program. They bought it. Over 88 countries bought this actual program from them. That didn't belong to the U.S. By the way. They never paid for the entire the rights to it, right? But the thing was that they actually programmed it so the CIA could come in through the back end of the actual computer, the program, and look at every single file that country has in their court system. That was the Trojan horse for the CIA. Their biggest thing is arms trade. They can get it done, transport it, acquire it, sell it, money laundering, moving substances, and most importantly, they actually can make or break a bank. If they want a bank to collapse, they'll make it happen. They'll make it happen. They had their hands in the Iran-Contra hearing. The Iran-Contra the selling of the actual weapons to the rebels, and for also, they say they had their hands in the actual hostage situation, and they delayed the hostage situation in order for it to favor Reagan to win the actual presidency. That's how much power they have to negotiate with terrorists. So this just gives you an idea of what the banking system actually has at its hand if they need something done, and how much power they have and how easy access they have to just cause an incident with no actual consequences or any kind of trail that will lead back to them. If you want to see more actual detail of this actual case, that chapter has a video on there, and it's under, just look under Octopus Syndicate, it'll show up. And the actual channel is called That Chapter, and it's a 24-minute video, but it's really, really detailed, and does a real good job of breaking it down of this alleged actual syndicate, because nobody even has proof that they actually exist, but there's so many deaths around it, like over 40 deaths in just this actual program, that there has to be some truth to that and not just a conspiracy, you know. The next video I'm going to get into is the technical features of how they actually track us down, how they actually monitor, and some numbers from, we'll get into it on the next video. Thanks a lot.